Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Dan.
So how do you think it went?
Honestly, I really wasn't that pleased with the results. I thought it was something that they were really prepared for, and we'd move pretty quickly, and I would get to every single student, and I ended up only being able to give the feedback to about half the kids,
Okay.
if that. So, not really what I had in mind. When
Okay,
we started
so
out.
you felt like you were going to get through this part and then give some feedback, but it didn't get to everybody, and that was kind of the big problem with it.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
so I'm wondering, what kind of had you done any checking to see if they were ready to kind of move on to this step?
Yeah, and actually, the day before, I had done some formative work.
Okay.
Right before the end of class, I did a thumbs up, thumbs down if you think that you're ready. And I scanned the room quickly, and I thought I saw for sure 50% thumbs up, maybe a little bit more. And
Okay.
this is always how we've kind of done it in the past, so I just assumed we'd be set to go.
Okay, so I'm wondering, so you went through and did thumbs up, thumbs down,
Hmm.
but it sounds like that didn't really give you the information you wanted for today.
Yeah, it turns out.
So, what would you do next time, you think? Would you do it any differently?
um, I guess I sort of have just always kind of gone through my lesson plans this way, and we're
Okay.
sort of in the spot that I thought we were supposed to be in. Um, I don't know that I have a strategy that I would go to right away to try
Okay.
to get to more students next time.
Okay. So I'm gonna just throw out some ideas for you, and maybe these will work for you, maybe not. You can
Sure.
kind of pick from. But one place to start. A lot of teachers have had success just by doing an exit slip and kind of going through those quickly because it gives them a little bit more granular information, if you know what I mean. So instead of just kind of scanning, you can kind of go sort like these work, these didn't, and kind of get a better sense of where your kids are at.
Okay.
Or in some cases, doing something with technology to kind of do a little checkout just to see kind of where they're at.
Okay.
Or maybe just not even just that, but sometimes if kids are assessing themselves, that can be a little off. So having something a little more objective about whether they get it or not.
Okay.
Any of those sound like they'd be worthwhile for you to try next time?
Sure. Yeah, I think anything that maybe would get me more detailed information,
Okay.
because I really had assumed that we had everyone in the spot that they needed to be in for today.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, let's talk about your descriptive feedback. Is there anything you've realized about that? Because that was your main strategy. So I'm wondering, what have you realized about that strategy kind of going forward?
Well, there are clearly some issues with time management
Okay.
and trying to get to every single person that I really didn't anticipate when we set up that this is the day that we were going to do it. So I need to figure out some strategy there that allows me to get to every student. Maybe having them more prepared ahead of time and knowing that they're more prepared would actually help out with that.
Okay, so it sounds like it's about efficiency, and part of that is that are they ready for this stage?
Right.
Are there any other things you could do with feedback to just kind of make it go a little bit faster and get to everybody?
Um, I suppose if I was really specific about the type of answer that I was looking for,
Okay.
narrow the options of things that they could say back to me so that I could provide them better information.
Okay, so maybe kind of narrowing the response so that you have a more efficient way of giving them kind of
Sure.
the answers. Okay, that sounds good. And then I'm wondering, as you're talking about kind of the lesson here and using the formative assessment and kind of doing the strategy, um, were there ideas that kind of came from your PLC or from coaches that you used this time around, or is that a resource you might want to use next time?
In the PLC, we certainly talked about the assessment that we were going to do. And I know there is different sharing outs of the way that we would do the formative assessment and provide the feedback. But I don't really know that I took anything away from it that was going to help me with building up to the observation today. Maybe that would be something that would be helpful, would
Okay.
be to go back to my PLC members and ask them what did they do to get ready for this formative
Okay.
assessment.
All right, so that wasn't helpful necessarily this time.
Right.
Kind of going through. All right. Right. Well, I think we've kind of talked about everything else. Let's take a look at your rubric and let's see where we would score
Sure.
for this one.